Hi, my name is Mel. I'm an independent distributor with SeneGence. I'm just doing a little video about my SeneGence story so that everybody can just understand why I do this business, see why I did it, and understand what I've gotten out of it, which is quite a lot. I am ranked as a lady with the company. I have two small, beautiful girls who are the light of my life, and a wonderful partner who has supported me and been there for me and been my best friend and all of that. We have our ups and downs, but I'm really lucky that I have found him. It's taken a while. With SeneGence, I started multi-level marketing when I had my first child. I actually had to look after my grandparents. My grandma had dementia. My granddad was aged. He was like 80 something. He did really well for it. Himself and my uncle who had Down syndrome, and they all lived in this house together. So I came back from Brisbane once and was like, oh my god, somebody needs to look after you. Nobody else in my family was really in a position to do that, so I said, okay, well, I'll do it. And when I started looking after them, I did have a job that I was really lucky. I worked for this arts organisation and they let me work from home, but then I fell pregnant and I thought, the job that I was doing is just on contract. So it was ending, I was pregnant, I thought, I got to do something with my life, so I started multi-level marketing. And when I started, my mum was like, oh my god, what are you doing that for? Nobody ever makes those money with those companies, they're such a scam. Everything that I really kind of believed too, but I thought, hey, what have I got to lose? I may as well try it. So I tried it with the first company. I did really, really well. And I made third in the district. I won holidays. I got lots of free stuff. It was amazing, and I had so much fun. The only problem is that I wasn't in love with the products. So after about a year and a half, I got kind of bored and went, nah, I'm jumping ship. So I looked for something that I was in love with, and I found these spices that I was really in love with. They were amazing. They made all my food taste amazing, and I'd also had my second child by this stage and I was still a busy mum. So I had stopped looking after my grandparents, and me and my partner got a house together. Then what happened? Okay, so then I was working the second company. I loved it. It was great because I could work with my partner. He did the markets with me. He's a foodie too, and we just really enjoyed having that time together because he worked a full-time job and I worked on the weekends, so it was great having him there with the markets with me and the kids as well. Then after one day I was watching YouTube, I seen a video about lipsticks and I was like, wow, that'd be really great to have at my demos. If I could have a lipstick, because I was doing food and eating at demos and things like that, if I could have a lipstick that I could eat and it would stay on my lips and I would look professional, that would be really good. So I looked at it, I seen that you could only get it in the US. I was pretty devastated. I went, oh well, move on. And then a week later, it happened to be that one of my ladies that I knew from the first company that I was with messaged me and said, hey, I'm having a lip sense party. And I was like, oh my god, I just seen that on YouTube last week and I need it in my life. So she was like, oh, okay, cool. I said, I can't make your party because I work demos nearly every weekend, but I already knew what I wanted to order because of the video. The video I'd seen someone had done ombre with blackberry and red, and I was in love with it. So I said, just hook me up with that. And she, took a while, I think it was like a week or 2 weeks or something to have her demo, and I was like so impatient because I'm one of those people that when I want something, I'm like, I want it now, and I really am impatient. And so after me humbugging her enough, she kind of went, hey Mel, about multi-level marketing, that if you sign up, you'll get it cheaper. And she actually explained to me that you'd get it at 20% with the potential to get it at 50%, which is higher than any commissions that I could get for the other companies. So I was like, oh sweet, I'll sign up. And then she told me about the kits and she told me about the incentive programs when you start to help you get started, and I was like, ooh, this sounds really good. So I signed up, bought the kits, I did all of that stuff, but I was still, and then one market, because I had so much product, I was like, ooh, maybe I'll just take it to the market with me and have it next to my spices. So I did that. And on that day, it kind of opened up my eyes a little bit because I did 5 times the amount of sales with SeneGence products with no stock on hand in comparison to the other company where I had heaps of stock on hand. And I was like, whoa, there's something in this. And I thought, maybe it's just a fluke even. So I did it a couple more times, and the makeup just pretty much walked off the table, and I was like blown away. So I had to talk to my partner, and he was like, hell no, there's no way I'm selling makeup at the markets. And I was like, ugh. So I went, oh well, I'll just do it. So I'll just do both of them, and we'll see how we go. And after time, being a busy mum with 2 small kids, I was like, whoa, I can't do 2 companies. It's just too much for me. I have to make a call. And just because of the commission structure I chose, and the way that the SeneGence was just walking out the door without a lot of effort, I chose SeneGence. So I jumped ship, joined up, did SeneGence, and I haven't looked back. I still love the products 2.5 years later. I'm loving the company. I love the sisterhood. Like, sometimes with some of the other companies, things got a little bit competitive, and it always felt like it was from that company perspective. But with this company, there's a real sisterhood about it. It's about empowering women. They talk about it every seminar and event you go to, and I have made some really good friends. And they also really encourage you to be friends with people outside of your team, and that's something that the other companies didn't have. And I'm a pretty friendly person. I love talking to people. You know, I'll talk to a rock sometimes, probably. That's what people say about me, because I just love talking to people. And so I love this company because it really encourages that. Then what happened? So after about a year of being with this company, I had some other business opportunities arise, and which had some real potential to making money. And I tell you what, after being with companies like this and not having to work for somebody else, I never ever ever want to go back to working for somebody else. Like, there's no politics, you could work as you like, there's no guilt. I always used to feel really guilty if I was sick, so I was hardly ever sick at work. I used to, because I was a bit of a workaholic, so I always wanted to do really well. I just love I'm a taskmaster. I love getting things done. And when you work for as an independent distributor, it's just so much, I don't know, how do I say, so much better. I feel a bit freer. I don't have those guilts from work. If my children are sick, like with my partner's old job, he you know, if I was sick and the kids were sick, we'd have that guilt if I asked him to stay home. He would be guilty because he was needed at work, and then he'd feel guilty because, hello, we're all dying here, we need you to stay home and help look after us. Because they were small children too, so when small children are sick, seriously, you have to really look after them. Lie down, cuddle, measure temperatures, you know, force Panadol down their throats, get them to drink water, all of that stuff. And if I was sick on top of that, especially when I was pregnant, because I had really bad morning sickness, it was just horrible. But and he has really good work ethic too, so like most of the times I just sucked it up, or I called my little sister to come and help me if she wasn't working. Like, you know, I was really lucky I had a really good support network. I could do that, but it still wasn't good that we had that guilt involved with those types of things. And now I'll talk about it now later. So so where was I up to? So I was thinking about leaving SeneGence because I wanted to work for myself, doing something else that I loved. It had to do with cultural things. I was about to leave, and my upline said to me, come to seminar with me, it'll be fun, you know, at least we could do one last thing like this together, because we had grown and a pretty good friendship. And I said, okay, sweet, it sounds like fun. So I went along and I listened to all these ladies talk, ladies who had joined the same time as me. So when I joined, I focused on sales, and I was really sales driven, and I thought, how could things get better than this? Then when I went to seminar, I was like, oh my god, things can get so much better than this. I've been doing this business thinking these amazing sales I was doing was it. And so after seminar, I said to my upline, so really good idea to take me to seminar, and I'm going to give this 6 more months, and I'm going to work it like a boss. I'm going to work really hard, and I'm going to grow my team. And I did, because I could see that what these other ladies were doing is like, their husbands were retiring, and that's what my husband wanted to do. He didn't want to retire. He actually wanted to start his own business, his own lawn mowing business, and work for himself. And so I worked this business really hard, and we actually got to the point where SeneGence was supporting us a lot. So it was paying for our bills, and I said to my partner, okay, you know, we're not going to be rich, but you can leave your job and you can pursue your dream. And that's what my husband wanted to do. He wanted to that's one of the things that I really wanted to happen. I said, SeneGence I'm working it enough that it's possible, and so he did. So he left his job. It worked out really well for our family. He grew really close with our children because he was able to spend more time with them, and he was able to work his business. So then I went, oh, okay, I'm going on a holiday to see my family up in Darwin. And he said, okay, well, I'm working my mowing business, so I'm going to stay here and work my business. I said, all right, sweet. So I went on a holiday. While I was up in here, I come across some things. I seen there wasn't a lot of distributors, and I thought, and my dad lives up here as well, and I thought, okay, this is amazing. I really love this lifestyle in Darwin. It really suits us to a T. It was outdoor living. My cousin was here. He had children the same age, and I was like, I'd really love to live here. So I ring up my partner back home, and I'm like, I really like Darwin. And he was like, we're not moving there. And I was like, oh, okay. Do you want to come up for a holiday? So I brought him up for a holiday, and because he's the same kind of person as me, outdoor living, so he fell in love with Darwin too. He really liked the lifestyle. He liked the atmosphere, how chilled out it is. Now, normally in the past, we could have never afforded a move to Darwin. But I just said to him, you come up on a holiday, just stop working your mowing business for a little bit if that's okay. I know it was your dream, but just come up here and have a look. So he did, and he seen how well my makeup was doing, and he'd already known it had done well where I was. But then he seen how well it was doing here, and he was blown away by it. And then he got talking, and mowies do really well up here as well. So apparently, and he is working on it now. But anyway, so yeah, we did that, and we moved, and we were able to move because of SeneGence, because we had that freedom, that lifestyle, that flexibility, and that security that SeneGence has been able to give us just by working really hard. And I do work hard. Like, there's some days that I just feel like I just live SeneGence, and some weeks where I need a break, and I actually give myself a break now, because for a while there I was just working like a boss, work like crazy, and I was getting too tired. So now I've actually started to realize that I do need that little bit of a balance. You know, the best thing about SeneGence and all that balance and everything is that we have been able to do things that we never thought we could have done. We have so much debt from previous lives, and working, and like, we've got 2 small children. I'm also a big believer that I want to be home with my children. I just miss them too much if I'm away from them, and SeneGence has given us the flexibility that I could do all of that. I have made the car program, even though I'm not going to get a car, but it's still about the fact that I've made it. I have a team of about 70 women who are amazing. A lot of them are personal shoppers. I don't have to be pushy or anything with them. Everybody knows how they want to work their business, and we kind of do that. And I offer support to my team where I can, or when they ask for it, or, you know, I touch base with them a lot. Just in general, SeneGence has done really, really well. I can't imagine ever leaving this company because of what it has done. It has given me the flexibility to stay home with my children. It has given my partner and I flexibility with our work. He's able to pursue his dream work. We are now independently employed. Things like that you just never really think would ever happen, especially not when you've got 2 small children in tow and freaking mountain pile of debts. And so this is why I'm with this company. That's why I'm staying with this company. And seriously, the products are amazing. Like, if you could have a lippy does that, it's like and foundations and eye makeup, like, seriously, it's smudge proof, it works, it sells itself. But what I like is the support that I get from the company. Like, because I've been with other multi-level marketing companies, I know the difference between this company and those companies. Like, one weekend I had a lady who needed to place her order before the end of the month. I was like desperately reaching out to everybody, like even my uplines overseas, everywhere, and they were sending emails to their offices because their offices were still open. And it was a lady over in Perth who helped me. Like, she was able to help me and my downline, and those are the type of things that really make this company gold. So that's my story. Anyway, okay. Okay, all right, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.